We are on the Country versus Metal podcast with Caden Gillard.
You got it.
I,
Miracles do happen.
Miracles, oh yeah, especially me and names. That's kind of like how the channel blew up because I called Pecos Picos.
Picos. Oh yeah, Picos in the rooftops.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
And it's funny because like out here, it's an electric company. It's called Pico,
Okay.
and
Pico?
I just recently saw Pecos in the rooftops, and outside the venue were these manhole covers that said Pico, and you know I had some beverages, and I was like, man, I'm gonna steal a manhole cover and bring it to.
Oh Lord,
I'm gonna bring it to his tour bus. Be like, this is why, and then I'm like, I made a couple videos, and it's funny like watching the videos, like you can tell I had fun, and I was like, man, thank God I didn't go out there because they ran out after the gig and they probably had to be somewhere. So I was just like, you know, just because I know where the tour buses are, you know, it doesn't mean you should necessarily just show up and be like,
absolutely not. I believe it's frowned upon in the industry.
Yeah, that's Mason Lively gave me a term that I've never heard. Maybe you've heard of a germ.
I've never heard of germ.
Dude, okay, yeah, he said, yeah, you know, a germ, someone that just like hangs out longer than they should. Because I was talking like, because people were like, oh, if you've been on their bus, if you've been with them backstage, how come there's no cameras, or how come you haven't recorded it? And I'm like,
yeah,
because they first off, a tour bus is their house, you know, like it's not cool unless they're like, unless they tell you
discussed.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, I've seen some interviews and stuff where people are on the bus and they're, you know, just chatting and hanging out, but it's discussed. It's not like, hey, I'm you know, walking through with my phone video and everything. Yeah. You know, that's weird.
Yeah.
Dude, don't do that. Don't do that.
100%. But one of my favorite tour bus videos was William Beckman when he was like, did someone bring McDonald's on my bus? That smell will never get out of here.
That dude's a trip. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, dude, phenomenal artist.
Oh, he's so good.
And I love hearing, like, I love seeing the backstory of, because, like, other than the music, like, the access, like, I would have, because I'm so far away and I don't get to, like, meet him or hang out with him. It's nice when artists take the time to do stuff like that and, you know, like, oh, he's funny, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Him and, I met him, me and Braxton, the first time we wrote together. Braxton invited me to go out with drinks with him and William, and man, that was the first time I ever met him, and he was super cool. Was giving me and Braxton advice on industry stuff, just very down to earth and like present. You know, there's a lot of people I feel like when you're hanging out with them, you kind of feel like they're trying to like they've got something else to do. You know what I'm saying? But he was very there and like present. And I respect that a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know his bass player too? Michael Mode?
No, I don't think I do.
That dude's a trip. If you like William, you like Michael. He's a trip, man. But shoot, man, I respect people who give you their time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just like give you a chance to actually get to know them.
Yeah, dude, that's why I love when people come on here, because I know like your time's super valuable. I know you just got done a run of shows and this is your downtime.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, you're like, with facial hair, you're like the international man of mystery, because you can look so different.
Yeah.
Because like, I was watching your video the other day when you're like, yeah, we're at Boosie's. And I'm like, oh, he's going to get some people fighting about at Buc-ee's and this, that. And I'm looking, I'm like, dude, that's Caden. And because normally, because I wanted to do a video of the great stashes of country music.
Yeah.
And Steve sent your picture. He's like, I've
got to be in there somewhere. Even if I'm at the bottom of the list.
I was like,
I'll be in there somewhere.
That's a Doc Holliday. And then
man. And I got it. You know, I just barely did it today, but man, I still have it. So
So,
I started growing my beard back out because I wanted to expand my mustache. So instead of like keeping it shaved and then just having this stuff right here, I decided to just like let this grow and keep it trimmed, but just let this grow to where it can be thicker. And then I'm impulsive, and at the Randall show in Greenville, South Carolina, I had my barber like trim this up pretty thin, and I didn't let her touch any of this. So when I went to do it, for some reason everything was like splitting like this in threes. I had like a top, a bottom, and a middle. And I was getting so frustrated I just started yanking hairs out. And I finally I made it work, but then now my handlebars are thin again. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've literally thought about just starting over.
just
Does
like
it?
clean slate.
Yeah. It just. I mean, obviously, I'll just like cut the wings and then just let it all regrow back out and not touch it for another year. Because
Oh
man,
wow.
this is going on. I trim it up and stuff now, but this is going on like 2 years that I've had a mustache that curls, and I've wanted one my whole life. So
Really?
it's kind of like a yeah. I've always been a big Tombstone fan.
Oh, dude.
Um, I've always loved Doc Holliday uh, and Wyatt Earp and just the whole like Western look, and so I've always wanted a mustache like that. And then I always joke with my wife because like I tell her it's the best business decision I've ever made, and she and like she'll laugh or whatever. But in reality, when I first did it, like doors started flying open, and it was because people could remember the guy with the mustache.
Yeah, the
Because like
power
that's
of
the
the stash.
first thing. That's the first thing they notice. Someone shakes my hand. Oh man, I love your mustache. Whether they do or don't, I mean, it's neither here nor there. But they always remember the guy with the mustache. And um, and then now, like I said, I have a beard, and everybody looks past me, Nick. So no, not really. But I mean, it really did. It made me stand out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, and um, and then Braxton started doing his, and he's bigger than I am, so now it just looks like I copied him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because like like even if you were first in the game, it's like
Yeah, yeah,
you have to like copyright.
that's
You,
right, that's
you
right.
gotta copyright the stash,
Yeah,
and then like Aaron Watson just shows up, grows one just because he can, grooms it,
yeah, yeah,
goes viral, and then he
yeah,
just says our time is over, and he's
yeah. It's funny how like important mustaches are in today's world. Have you ever seen what's that movie? The Seth MacFarlane movie, A Thousand Ways to Die in the Wild West.
no, I've
Yeah,
heard of
you've
it,
never
but
seen that?
no.
Oh, they anyway, they make a point about mustaches. Like you're a peasant if you don't have a mustache. So, and then they even have a song about mustaches.
That's
You
funny.
got you got to go look it up. I'm
I'm
not
like,
gonna
yeah,
sing it. I'm not gonna sing it, but you got to go look it up now.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
But
it's a funny movie though.
yeah, I like Seth MacFarlane. I can't. Yeah. I know I've had opportunities to see it, but I just haven't. But yeah.
Do you watch a lot of movies?
Oh, I love movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm a huge put a movie on and just play guitar and practice.
Yeah.
That's my practice time.
I got you. I can't think. I can't think while I'm like one track. If I'm watching a movie, I'm watching a movie. If I'm playing guitar, I'm playing guitar. Like I can't. I respect people who can multitask, man.
Really? Well, you can
Sheesh.
sing and play guitar, right?
Yeah, I guess.
There's a lot of people that can't do that.
I know it's. I guess it's always come natural to me though. Like I've always it, when I learned guitar, this hand wasn't the hard part. It was this hand. So I always had rhythm in this hand, but learning the chords and the fingering of different things, that was the hard part for me.
Yeah.
I've always naturally kind of had rhythm, so um, it's kind of hard for me to conceptualize the fact that people can't do both. But then I say that, but then playing lead stuff and singing, that's crazy. Like Zach Top, the way that he can play and sing at the same time,
Yeah.
it's just baffles me.
Yeah. That's always been something that surprised me, especially because growing up, you listen to all this music, and then like MTV comes out and music videos, and when you think of like the older bands, you think there's like a Eddie Van Halen playing the
Yeah.
leads, like that.
Right.
That's his job. Shine them on. And some of the guys like Black Label Society, I had no idea. Like first, I didn't know Zach Wild sung on them.
Oh, I
And
didn't know he sang.
yeah, he's the
I don't think I
singer.
realized that.
He's the singer from Black Label Society, which
Okay.
I didn't know until you see them play live, and you're like, wait a minute, why is his mic in front? And you're like, oh, he sings. Yeah, from when he was when Ozzy, I guess maybe if Ozzy didn't make it to sound check, he would sing, and that's how he got his start in singing. And
Wow.
there's a bunch of other guys, they're like heavy metal guys that, man, they're like shredding and they're singing at the same time. And it's just, I don't like Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh, Stevie, dude, I love some Stevie Ray, and I love watching old videos of him. Like there's a video of him playing a solo and shaking a guy's hand, and like stuff like that's so cool to me. I've always loved that. And then, I mean, you've got like your legends like Prince. Prince is a super underrated guitar player.
Yeah.
You got Vince Gill. Vince Gill's an amazing guitar player. Keith Urban's a great guitar player. Brad Paisley, that are also frontmen. And I mean, I guess I'm more informed on like the country guys that are able to do it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's impressive. Anyone that can do it, it's impressive.
Yeah. Oh, dude, like when oh my god, his name just went wee. Mason, Brent Mason.
Oh yeah,
that was a name I can't believe I'd never heard before until someone was like, "Dude, you need to check out like Brent Mason," and like blew me away. And like Johnny Highland, I don't know if you know him. Like
that I don't think I know Johnny Highland.
Oh, he's a, as he said, he's a blind boy. It's just, dude, just tears the guitar up. Like it was an entire, like now I got to do the chicken picking. Now I got to have like the banjo fingers and everything.
Yeah.
And it's a whole nother way of playing the guitar.
A whole nother universe.
Yeah, and it's and man, like it's funny, like when you see somebody, you hear something that's so good, and you're mad at yourself. You haven't heard it because, man, you're so far behind.
Yeah,
and I am so far behind in that whole world. And it's funny because like they all talk about like, yeah, we go down to the nail salon, we get our nails done and I tried it once. Oh, it was the most painful experience I've ever. I was like, yeah, I'm just going back to those metal banjo picks because
dude,
they're crazy good. And it's with your music, the one thing that comes across from your music is, and let me know if I'm wrong, it sounds like you love a great guitar solo, because there's a plethora of great guitar solos in your songs.
Dude, I love it. There's not many things that amp me up more than like, especially live, man. We add more guitar solos live. And it's just, to me, it's singing without singing. one day, I'm telling you, Patrick, one day I will be able to play a guitar solo, and it's going to be felt across the world. But I've got to learn how to play guitar solos, because I've told my band, like, I'm gonna do it one day. One day I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna learn how to play lead guitar and actually be able to play something other than the A pentatonic. Like, I love it. And one of my favorite guitar solos, a guy named John Carroll. He's probably played on a lot of music that you've recently heard, because he's like super prominent in the Texas Red Dirt scene. But he played on like Rewind, Silhouette. He played on the whole Love and Heartbreak album. And I don't know if you've heard a song of mine called Crossroads. It's a little bit darker. It's not one of our more popular songs, but he played on that too. And man, just rips.
Yeah.
I mean, he serves the song so well. But man, on Odessa, he played it, and it was like 2 or 3 takes, done. Silhouette, 1 take. That's the first solo that he played, and we were like, all right, wrap it up. That's it, dude. Don't touch a thing. It was just so good. Everybody felt the magic, you know.
That's awesome.
But,
was he happy with it? Because it's always weird.
Yeah.
That's
good.
Oh
yeah.
Because it's funny that one of the first times somebody in the Texas scene asked me to like play guitar to one of their songs, I didn't even send them a DI. I sent him a scratch track and I said, hey, something along the lines of this. He goes, no, that's it. And I was like, dude, I don't even know if I tuned the guitar. You know, it was old strings. Yeah. I was like, it's just weird how, you know, like, it's cool to watch, like, when an artist does something and they look up and everyone's face is like magic just happened. And it's cool when, you know, they're just doing their job. They're just doing their thing. And it's cool to be in that moment, because when you tell them later, and it's some, you know, some guys would be like, man, I kind of thought I could do better. And you're like, no.
Yeah.
You know, revel this moment.
Yeah, we like the first record that we ever recorded. We were young, you know, and we felt like we were good musicians. And then when you go into the studio and you hear every little thing,
oh yeah,
you know, it's a very humbling experience. But you know, my guitar players struggled a lot with that. Oh, I can do it better. Oh, I can do it better. You know, especially whenever we built the songs before going in, and then they wrote it. You know, they kind of noodled before we recorded it, and then they wrote actual solos when we went in. So it was very like structured. So if it wasn't perfect, they knew. They were like, I missed that. Do it again. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And especially as a vocalist, you know, when you're singing, you're like, I can do that better. Run it back. I can do that better. Run it back. So it's finding that balance of like perfection and organic. You know, because that sometimes that's like that the mistakes are what make it real and authentic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like today's music, we've gotten so comfortable, or not comfortable, but like used to hearing perfect, that when you go see someone live and they're not perfect, you're like, oh my gosh, they're awful. That was bad.
Yeah.
When in reality, it was really good, just wasn't exactly like the record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the standards are so high because everything is shifted and you know, ran through Melodyne and, you know, tweaked, that when you hear something that's authentic and real, then all of a sudden It's like, oh, that's not exactly what it's like demo-itis for the listener.
Yeah, dude,
You know?
exactly. And it's nice to know that people are still human, you know, and
Absolutely.
and some of the coolest mistakes are like legendary. And
Yeah.
there's like man, there's all kinds of like legends of some, and like I always, you know, they say like man, I think it's the Beat It solo for, and they're like, there's like a knocking, and they're like, it was the producer knocking, or it was Eddie Van Halen to see if
Yeah,
his
yeah.
guitar was on, and you know, like it's just like
Yeah.
leave it in. Like the one, Gavin Adcock was listening to one song, and you hear, and I'm like, you just cough, you know, it's just cool, you know, like
I love it. I love
it's
it.
a
Like,
great take. I
there,
coughed.
and sometimes people think I'm crazy because there's like times where I want to like leave something in, and they're like wanting the perfect set. Like there's some times where, like when I'm doing vocals, I I want my ears to bleed from the metronome. You know what I'm saying? And you can hear that in the vocal mic. You'll hear the click, you know? And I'm like, leave it in. Or there was on one of my first early songs, you could hear him pressing the pedals before the song. I'm like, leave it in. Leave it in. I love it.
Yeah.
You know? And then you got like Aerosmith, you know, whenever he's doing what do you call that?
When they broke the vibra
Yeah,
slap.
yeah. He broke it and they left it in.
Yeah.
Or, you know, they didn't have a shaker, so he used the sugar packet.
Yeah, I
You
thought that
know,
was cool, so.
like stuff like I love that kind of stuff. Innovative, but it's also, you know, the other things that make it like, okay, I'm there rather
Yeah.
than being just a listener. It's like you're part of the experience when you hear the pedals clicking.
Yeah,
You know?
and when you're at the merch booth doing meet and greets, and someone comes up to you and talks to you about that, you know you're dealing with someone that listens to your music.
Right. Right.
I think that's a cool thing too, because you know, granted, it may be like 100 people that come up to you and be like, "Hey, man, what is that?" And you know, but it lets you know that you know, because some people may not find that on the first listen.
That's right.
But yeah, like I do like Jason Eady, the way how he records. I really appreciate when people, because it's kind of like I feel like it's coming back where people, you know what I mean? Because like I lost. Man, I really fell out of love with like the heavier music for a while. Like I loved the sound of like the metalcore, but then it became, everything sounded the same.
The same, yeah.
And it was like, yeah, I like this. You know, this is great if you want to go to the gym or you want to drive fast in your car and have an excuse. But when you really listen to it, there's no differentiation between and now, granted, I love. Yeah,
You know,
I love when albums sound like they were recorded in the same place. I think that's cool if it's like a story type album. But man, like it sounded like, and I get it's cheaper. It just sounds like a lot of people just recording DIs, send it to the algorithm. You know, the guy who knows how you're going to make the most money in the short amount of time, and just run it through, amp it like this. Everybody sounds like this. This is what everybody wants, and just bleh.
yeah.
And yeah, like man, like I always say, I always feel like the old guy. But like you could turn on the radio, and if you heard a D chord like a Marshall, you're like, it's an AC/DC. You know, you hear this, you hear that, and yeah, then like, and players had their own thing, and I feel like when you watch like the Instagram guitar players, everybody sounds the same and does the same things, and I was there, you know, like, I grew up in where everybody wanted to be, you know, Eddie Van Halen Jr.
Right.
And then it got to the point, and it was just like, it's not me. But
who's going to be the next Eddie Van Halen?
Oh man, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
I feel like people get so caught up in trends and what's hot right now. Oh, you know, like when Zach Bryan came out, everybody loved Zach Bryan. And then next thing you know, everybody and their grandmother's trying to be the next Zach Bryan and sound just like Zach Bryan.
Yeah.
Same chords, same structure, same type of lyrics, same, like the whole vibe. And it was like this big Zach Bryan movement, and like that's cool and all, but like, who's going to be the next Zach Bryan as far as like who everyone wants to copy? Who's going to be that big revolution next?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want to be. I want to be someone who is setting themselves apart. Like right now, everyone's chasing that 90s country sound. There's a lot of great artists out there that's doing it, but I don't want to sound like everyone else. I want to be the trend before it's a trend.
Yeah.
I want to set the next trend. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everyone is so caught up in, oh, well, what's hot right now? What's hot right now? Be hot, be what's hot next.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely.
So,
and I was going to say, I really think you have a leg up in the game, because right now, like I know like a lot of like traditional country people, they love like the like thick as molasses voices, which I love too. Like
yeah.
Like Shane Smith and Cody Jinks and all that.
Right.
And what I love right now is like where like your register of your voice is, and like Sam Canny from Treaty Oak and
Yeah.
Avery Stinnett and like all those guys, where it's just like, man, it can go more.
It
like,
cuts through.
Oh yeah, and it's just great separation. Like listening, like a lot of times I'll miss lyrics when I'm like, oh man, that's a cool fiddle, that's a cool acoustic. But like where your voice sits, that first sitting of listening to more time, I knew what that song was about. You know what I mean? Dude, that song, I was just like, oh damn. Like,
thank you. No one mentions that song ever, so that's impressive. Thank you.
I was listening to that and I'm like, man, I love how it answered, like my questions. I'm like, man, it's a deep song. I wonder who it's about. And then you just listen longer. And you're like, oh man. Oh, dude, that's a really cool record. It's got like Delta Blues slides. It's got rock. And then, dude, that song comes out of it. And they're like, oh, you thought you were be jamming out, rocking out like a no.
Yeah.
Here's the song. You're gonna cry, dude.
Thank you, man. No one brings up like the Red Dirt Rock and Roll record.
I love it. Like you can tell it's an origin story.
Yeah. We were, like I said, we were young, and that was all my band. So like young, I don't want to say immature players, but I mean like us now versus then is like, night and day.
Yeah.
I think that was in 2016 or something like that. Maybe 2017, 18. I really don't remember. But with that being said, I would really like to re-record Red Dirt Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
I would really like to re-record it because they're listening back. I want to add a fiddle, and have like that Gibson fiddle combo, and rock out with that. We've played it live with a fiddle, and it's pretty sick. But I'd really like to thicken it up, and one of my favorite songs that people just didn't really respond to was "Good Thing." I thought "Good Thing" was like very Skynyrd-esque, but it just didn't do what I thought it would do.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's so strange. You write songs and you're like, oh, this is it. This is gonna get them moving.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't. And what's crazy is some songs they do it live, but then people don't stream the crap out of it in their own time. Like people love Just Outside of Dallas live. and every time I play it, people are like, "Oh my gosh, I love that song. Where can I find it?" And then it doesn't get great numbers. On streaming platforms, it's just weird.
Yeah, dude. Are you a numbers guy?
I mean, I'll look at them.
Yeah.
I don't base everything off of numbers, but I mean, like, they've got to carry some weight.
Yeah. Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like, whether people are responding or resonating with it or not.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can only go so far with numbers because sometimes people just haven't heard it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
a great point.
It's just a matter of, well, have they heard it? It doesn't mean they don't like it. There's so much stuff out there for people to discover. It's really hard for them to land on you unless you are trending or popular already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's also another strange thing whenever, like, Rewind. I released Rewind, right? Rewind did really well, was super popular, and then I released Silhouette behind that. Man, I thought Silhouette would be a great momentum, to just keep that momentum rolling. Silhouette didn't really do anything. People love it. Like, everyone that hears it loves it. But it's like people just didn't hear it, I guess. I don't know. It's weird.
It's
so weird.
It is.
There's no real answers for it either. Like, no one can definitively say, like, oh, just do this, and everyone will hear it, and then they can decide whether or not they like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's wild. Like, man, like being out here in the Northeast when I hear, like I know, like, you're touring with Randall King. I remember the first time I heard him, I was like, when people talk like, they're like, there'll never be another George Strait, and I'm like, dude, that would be the guy. I'd be like, oh no, it'd be Randall King. I mean, like, a good-looking guy, good-looking, great sounding voice, and
great music.
Yeah, and it's the one thing that, like, it's funny, like, like, I'd never heard George Strait's name, and then when I started listening to him, and it's just a well-rounded, easy listening voice.
Yeah, man, George Strait. George Strait is the king for a reason, and I go back sometimes and listen to his whole catalog, and there's a lot of really underrated songs he was a fantastic song picker, or whoever picked songs for him.
Yeah.
They did such a good job. There's very few songs that I don't love of his, like, there's just some that don't really do it for me. But then, the next 40 songs that play, I'm singing every word. And that's the kind of career I want. I want a career where people can, turn my catalog on and listen all day and not have to skip hardly any.
Yeah.
I know, as a realist, I know not every single song is going to be everyone's cup of tea. And that's just strictly facts. Whether or not they hate it or not, that's, neither here nor there. But I know my favorite or my least favorite song is in every artist of every genre ever. Like, there's at least a few songs of every artist that I don't care for. Even my favorites, like Keith Whitley, I love almost all of his catalog, but almost. And I can't be the only one.
Yeah. Is there a recurring thing That like for me, man, it's the mandolin. It's
You don't like it?
I West Texas Exiles, Dirty River Boys. I didn't realize I was listening to a mandolin because it was just so like played different.
Yeah.
But man, it's I just not that like everything like everything like I'm a mathematical kind of person where
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
but like when they do the trills.
The
Yeah, but
yeah,
if it's
yeah,
not like boom, 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 and they just playing till you're tired,
yeah.
it just bugs me because it'll come out of nowhere
Right.
and just man, and like my buddy had one, and I would just stare at it and I'd be like, man, I don't even look at it. Like my hands are big, I don't, ugh. And
Yeah.
because they would pick it up and just start playing it, and I'd be like, well, I'm leaving. It's
Yeah.
I
Well,
would, yeah,
I
it
think
sounds like
they
that.
probably do that just because a mandolin doesn't really cut. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like it resonates a whole lot. So if they're just playing, it's a very like drowned out instrument unless they really get down on it and play a solo or that I don't even know if I can do it. Uh, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, they just
I they have to like turn the pick or something. It's above my pay grade.
yeah that. But my thing, if a song is like very mandolin heavy and it's not played the way that I enjoy it, I'm just that'll be like when I'm like, well, that's a skip.
Yeah.
But like
No.
with certain songs you don't like, is there something that just audibly just turns you off, or more
I'm a
melody?
I'm a lyric person,
Hmm,
and I don't care for like things that are too cheesy.
I got you.
I and it's funny what everyone considers cheesy because there's songs that my wife's probably my biggest critic, um, and there's certain songs that I know for a fact, like wholeheartedly, if I would have written that song and showed her, she would think it was the cheesiest thing she's ever heard. But she sings it with her whole chest with another artist singing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I know that if I would have brought that to you, you'd have shot it down so fast and been like, oh no, get out of my face. Like with more time, she makes fun of me all the time for saying bacon and eggs.
Really?
Like, yeah, all the time. Or pancakes and eggs with bacon on the side. You know, she makes fun of me all the time. If I say something's cheesy, she'll say, "Oh yeah, all right, Mr. Bacon and Eggs." Yeah, I mean, she don't cut me no slack, man.
The only part of that one song where I was like, what did he say? Like, was say like coffee milk?
Yeah,
Yeah,
coffee milk.
yeah, and I was just like, huh.
Yeah.
Because I was like, am I missing what's coffee milk? I guess I should.
Okay. Maybe it's just a Southern thing. So like, when I was growing up, my papa would always make pancakes in the morning when I'd stay at the house. Um, he'd make pancakes and eggs, and he'd fix me coffee milk. And coffee milk is literally like just a little bit of coffee, mostly milk, and
Okay.
then lots of sugar. Um, and it's just a way that me and my papa could drink coffee together in the mornings because he was a black coffee guy. But
Yeah. So am I.
as a kid, black coffee's not super
Yeah. It's
palatable. I'm a
yeah.
black coffee guy now, but my kids always ask me for coffee milk.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's cool to kind of pass it down. Like I brought he's 6 now, but he was 5 last year. Deer hunting, and you wake up 4 o'clock in the morning before daylight, and I've always got to have coffee in the morning, or I'm not really functional. And it's something special for him. Daddy, can I have coffee milk? You know, and I'll fix him some. And we'll sit there and just kind of soak in the day and some time together, and then go hunt. So
That's nice.
yeah,
It's a handed down tradition now.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome. I didn't know that I was the only one that drank coffee milk, or maybe it's just a Southern thing. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy how like different regions of the U.S. have different. I mean, I guess it's different cultures, but like different traditions. Like I'm originally from Louisiana, right? So like biscuits and gravy is a big staple in the South.
Yeah.
But then when we moved up to Tennessee, they have chocolate gravy. You ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah, it's chocolate gravy that they put over biscuits. They do regular like white gravy too, but I had never heard of chocolate gravy.
Yeah. I don't like chocolate.
And then it sounds weird, but it's good. You know, it's like a chocolate sauce basically that they make, and then you put it over a biscuit, a buttery, salty biscuit. You know, so I mean it's good, but I'd never heard of it. And then I was working at a place whenever we first moved up here, and they brought some in, and that's when I tried it. I was like, what the heck is chocolate gravy? Still to this day, my wife goes, ew, chocolate gravy? Like, it's not like gravy. It's not mashed potatoes and gravy, you know?
Yeah.
It's a chocolate sauce, I guess. That's what I would call it.
Yeah.
Chocolate sauce.
That's like out here, we have scrapple.
Well, what?
It's scrapple.
What is that?
Ground up animal chunks with cornmeal. And it's... we call it like everything but the oink. It's all the scraps, and they ground it up and put it in cornmeal, and we fry it.
Okay.
And
is it good?
Yeah, I love it.
You love it?
Yeah, and it's funny. It is like when you do travel, and like we have like it's getting a little bit bigger, like Old Bay. It's like crab fries. The first time I went to Nashville, you know, they're like, anything you want for your fries? I'm like, yeah, Old Bay, and they're like, what's Old Bay? I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Or like,
yeah. But that's like Tony's for us. Tony Sashery's. Nobody really knew what that was until I feel like recently.
Is that the green bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Yeah. It's
I put it
amazing.
on everything.
And then it like if you're not if Tony Sashery's has a lot of salt, which is a filler basically. So if you don't like your food too salty, or you want to add salt or something like that, Slap Your Mama.
Oh yeah,
is good, and that's made in Mamou, Louisiana.
Nice.
And then there's some stuff called Nunus. That's really good too. That's made in Louisiana, but it's basically all seasonals. You know, something that you don't have to add too much extra. You know, you're not doing salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. You know, like all the separates. You just kind of season it, taste it, and you're like, oh, that needs more onion powder.
Yeah.
You know, we're big on gravies, like rice and gravy, which I know y'all probably don't do. But rice and gravy is it's exactly what it sounds like. You make a gravy with like, you know, pick your protein, like beef tips. We'll make beef tips and gravy, and then you put it over rice and you mix it in with your rice and eat it. But you know, you put Tony's or Slap Your Mom or something, and then you just season it as you go, and figure out what else it needs from there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. My favorite meal is low country boil, and we'll use a packet of Zatarainians and a big bag of Slap Your Mama.
Zatarans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like how
good stuff, man.
The bag bursts and it gets in like all the kernels of the corn and everything.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love.
Zatarain's makes a good crab boil too.
Yeah,
Because we boil a lot of crawfish, um, and we use either there's a brand called Crab Boil, or Zatarain's makes a version, and I know that y'all do crabs and stuff up
hmm
where you're at.
yeah.
Yeah. What do y'all use? Old Bay's or
It on the crab would be Old Bay
yeah,
traditionally
yeah,
stuff, but yeah, for
awesome.
we do we just have it.
Where are you from?
I'm from. I always tell people I'm from Philly, so I was like born in PA, but like right now I'm in Delaware, which
Okay,
it's like the tri-state area. Like 15 minutes over there, I can be in 3 states at once.
I got you.
But
Yeah,
I was.
I was just talking to my father-in-law because he's also my manager. Um, but like on the way back home, you know, I played in Cheyenne the last 3 days, and and I was talking about like I've been most everywhere in the U.S. And then I started like counting everywhere I've been, and I have been over half. You know, I've been over half of the states, and I'll be in more by the end of the year. But then I started naming the ones I haven't been in. I'm like, holy crap, it's a lot more than I thought. You know, I mean, I haven't been to Delaware, I haven't been to Pennsylvania, I haven't been to New York, Maine, um, Washington, Oregon, like stuff on the East Coast or the West Coast as well.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, I don't really know like what's up your way. I really don't. I mean, like you hear about the big cities, but like I know there's small towns all around there.
Yeah. That,
You
that's
know?
that's like kind of like where I grew up. I just remember we we rented a car and we went to Nashville, and the Enterprise van had New York City plates, well, New York plates, and the band I was playing when they were looking for a house, and we were kind of like in the outskirts, like Mount Juliet outside Nashville, and
Yeah.
they saw our plates, and they had like a town meeting right there on the street. I'm like, what's going on? And you hear the word Yankee and all this, and I was like, oh no, it's the plates. They see New York and they think we're New Yorkers.
New York City, yeah.
Yeah, and they came up and they were like, "Where are y'all from?" And I just remember, "Oh, we're from the band's based out of here at Quarryville." And they're like, "We're in Pennsylvania and blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah." And the one guy like they calmed down when they're like, "Yeah, they call it Pennsyltucky." Because
Pennsylvania.
yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of like it's weird when you go in some of those old bars and there's a lot of Amish and there's a lot of people that
Yeah.
speak that Pennsylvania Dutch, and it's. I mean, you just, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not agreeing to fighting you, you know. But yeah, there are where I grew up. It was pretty rural. It's funny as my mom. I remember my mom when she was talking about because people in high school would laugh. They do laugh and they find out that like, oh, to hear Patrick got a big following on TikTok from listening to country music, because I was the dude who wore Slayer. Some people called me Slayer. I wore Slayer shirts, chains, and black leather and black jeans, and did
Yeah.
that whole thing. And it's like my mom said was like she talked about me and my sister. She was like, yeah, they don't know they're Hicks. They pretend
Yeah.
like they're not from the country, but like we used to play in cornfields. We
Yeah, man.
we would
Pe-
put a flag on either side of a cornfield, and like we would wear like ski goggles, and it was capture a flag. You would take the other neighborhood's flag and run it through. And man, if you ever ran through corn, there's stalks and stuff. They paper cuts.
Oh yeah.
It'd be hot as hell. Just you'd be dressed up, and it was like you could do whatever you wanted. And yeah, what do we call that? Corn wars and stuff. It was like our version of
Yeah.
kind of like kick the can. And but
People don't realize a lot a lot of metalheads are like country boys grew up in a small town.
Yeah.
Like my two my drummer and my bass player are metalheads, and they're both from like hick towns in Louisiana, you know. And it's funny because a lot of times I'll call metal music the gateway drug to country. Like there's you look especially in the red dirt scene, you look a lot of the musicians that play in these bands, and they're metalheads.
Yeah.
But like, you know, Randall King's crew, dude, they're playing like heavy metal during sound check, you know, and just making sure the speakers are EQ'd, you know, all that stuff. But I mean, like headbanging, hardcore stuff, and then Randall comes up and sings "Seeing You in a Honky Tonk." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so funny how they've transitioned into like country, and they thoroughly enjoy country music too. You know,
Yeah.
like, kind of like you've come to like. You know, there's more than the radio. You know, there's
100%.
Yeah.
It's funny. Just today, someone was like, "Why's it got to be verses? Why can't you like both?" And I was like, I'm still new. I started it to like talk bad about country, and then you know,
Did you?
oh yeah, that's what started the channel. It was
Wow.
the lead singer in my band grew up listening to country, and then I was playing. I had a big gig. I played a show. I was actually supposed to open up for Randall King, but I just couldn't make it out to Texas. It was actually the show where a high speed chase ended, and they tried to blend into the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
I did hear about that.
Yeah, I was supposed to play with Brian Martin, but that's actually the first time I actually really talked to Randall. As my drummer was playing with him, and he said, "Hey man, I'm put you on the phone with Randall." I'm like, "Dude, he just got off stage. I don't want it, you know." And you could tell he was tired, and I got to talk to him, but yeah, like when I started the channel, I wanted to be like the heavy metal guy, being like, you know, like, oh, this is
kind of crapping on it.
Yeah, and then, you know, like you watch it and you're like, oh, there's some comedy in there, but then there was just like some of the things I said, I was like, I wouldn't want someone to say that about me. You know what I mean? Even if it's funny and everything, I was kind of like, and it was like a character. And I remember like, because he was like, watch what you say about like Johnny Cash. Because we listened to a song and then I talked about it. And I was like, man, the way with his cadence of his vocals, I would consider that like almost like rap or hip hop, the way how he went along. And then it was a song I'd never really heard. And then I enjoyed the older guys like Waylon, the like real, like the guitars weren't thick. I wasn't ready for the twang. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It was just like, man, this would be really cool.
You got to ease into that.
Yeah, and now
you got to ease into it.
Yeah, like I used to make fun of people for playing Telecasters. Boy, how wrong! I've been wrong on so much
I
stuff.
love Telecasters. Are just, man, they are the tool in the bag.
Oh, it's Swiss Army. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love tellies. They're spanky. They can get mean, dirty. I mean, they can pretty much do it all.
Oh yeah, and then, you know, like as a metal guy, I always looked on like, you know, the output of pickups, because that can really give bass on like what sound you're going to be able to get with a high gain.
Right.
And some of these tellies, were like higher than some of my metal guitars, and man, they cut. You can rip on them, and they have a clarity and just a tone set that is just
it's crazy,
unremarkable. It cuts through a mix like a really like splashy cymbal. And
it does.
I love it. I love how, because it can sit up there and it can chicken pick and honky tonk, and then, you know, you give John 5 a Telecaster and it can play any ripping metal And yeah, and
Yeah,
and,
man.
and it's like a cutting board. I love heavy guitars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I love
I do too.
when you put a guitar on and your posture goes off. That's when like man, I got so mad when Gibson started like doing the weight relief. I'm like, I paid for that tone wood, man. You know, I paid
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that. That's how it should be. You know, you should be able to sling your own guitar, and that's something about having a heavy guitar. Like I have a Zach Wild Epiphone that I swear to God, it's got to be 11 to 12 pounds, and it just
That's nuts.
every time I hand it to somebody, I'm like, be careful because your arm's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
drop. And dude, the tellies, man, when you pick them up, you just know you're 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 picking a piece of wood up, and
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
it's like PRSs, they're more on the light side, but they're a whole different animal.
They're pretty Swiss Army too.
Yeah,
My one of my guitar players plays a PRS, and he can get pretty much both tones or any tone that he's looking out of it. You know, he's able to. Um, I think there's a P90 in it.
I love those.
I think.
One day I'll own a guitar with that pickup right there is just one of the most gnarly.
Yeah.
It's so in the middle and so independent of just man. And some of these guys, like I remember the first time I saw Cody Jinks and I was watching his lead guitar player. Well, they were all really lead guitar players, but man, he had P90s. I was amazed at just because if you don't know like how to play one of them, they are
Yeah.
so loud and just so unforgiving. And the way, man, you just really you have to be like I'm like a set it and forget it kind of guy when it comes to guitar.
Right.
But you need to tame those puppies if they're like a full like on point, man. That
Yeah.
you can play blues, you get all the screaming rock guitar solos. It's just
Right.
I love those things. And dude, like I said, like on your songs, I like. There's a lot of like it blew my mind of like a lot of guys that have all these like very cool sounds and very eclectic minds and everything. When they're like guitar solos just aren't for me. And it as a music like growing up with like I guess it's growing up with like the 80s and whatnot. I love like when that spotlight comes on and you like here it comes.
Yeah.
That's
I like I said, if I can, I try to throw a solo in there. You know, I feel like it's such a peak of, and maybe it's a fault of my own. I don't know, but like I like a certain structure of a song, but I also feel like when you listen to my music, you know you're listening to my music. And I have produced pretty much everything, either produced or co-produced everything that we've done, and I love, you know, a good intro into a low verse, big chorus, low verse, bigger solo into like a broken down chorus into like a big finish, and it's like a big story and a big journey. So that's why I like it, because I feel like it just brings it up and then you bring it back down. You kind of tickle them a little bit, tickle their ears a little bit. Try to maybe do something good with a vocal to where they can feel it, and then just send it out with a big chorus. Maybe even an outro solo if I'm feeling frisky.
nice. And when your thinking goes in with that, is that like record driven and also live performance driven?
Yeah. And like I said, sometimes we'll even extend it, and like on Tell Me Why, we do an outro solo that we only do live.
Nice, dude. I love stuff like that.
And Stone by Whiskey Myers. You know that outro solo that they do. Ours is, I would say, like reminiscent of something like that, where it's just this, you know. So that's something that we love doing. And I'll finish the song and talk a little bit, and then I'll get them to black out the place, and everybody turn their phones on. And that's whenever we do our, flashlight picture.
Nice.
It's a really cool part of it. That's probably my favorite part of the set.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's a cool note that everybody's having. But dude, that lyric and tell me why. We're just like, keep living while I'm dead inside. Like, dude, I was like, when first, I was like, I always was laughing at this. I was like, well, that's metal.
Yeah, man. It's I'm a sucker for sad country songs, and I had written that song, and I presented it to a friend of mine, Craig Reynolds, and he's a songwriter as well, and he was like, man, the song is so good, but I'm just hung up on this last part. Like, everything punches you in the gut. I feel like that last part just needs to just like finish you off. Like,
yeah.
What, like, how are you going to end that chorus? And I'm the type of person, I'm listening, but when I present something, I'm pretty confident in it. And so if there's like a critique or something, I may get a little offended or defensive over it at first, but I am listening. But then I'll digest it, and then I'll come back with a resolve of some sort, a resolution of some sort. So he told me that, and I was like, man, I don't know how much more sad I can get, and then I sat there, and I'm like, how do I keep living while I'm dead inside? That's pretty sad. And I was like, let me test it out. So I tested it out, and a few writers rounds, I sang it for a few people, and they were like, oh, clutching their pearls. And so I was like, all right, then that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. And I love when a vocalist uses like tension, and you use it a lot on your songs, where like that goes past where like your brain's happy, you said what you said, and then it just, it's just cool how stuff like that just comes up, and because it hits you when you're just in a way, like, it's just a song, and it's 3 minutes long, but that like split second of where, because you sang all the vocals up to a certain point, and then it's just a little tad after.
Yeah.
It's really cool how something so small like that has such a profound, because like you said, like, how the song is sad as hell, and you want me to like run the person over and then throw it in reverse, and it's just it's like how you do that, and it's one of those moments where, like, if you didn't hear any of the vocals, or if you're not like a lyrics first kind of person, you're going to hear that.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
It's a pretty cool line.
Thank you, man. I pride myself on my songwriting. Everything that's out right now, I've either written or co-written. So, I there's a song that we're going to be releasing sometime early next year. That'll be the first song that I've never written.
Really?
That we're going to release. But when I heard it, I was like, I should have written that.
Oh, so it was.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of those ones, like, sometimes you hear something and you're like, why didn't I write that, dude? That was written for me, So it's called, what's it called? Oh, If You Ever Leave Texas. A guy named Will Jones wrote it. He's super talented as well, if you haven't heard any of his music. But yeah, man. And then we've got some good stuff in the tank, man. Some really good stuff. The next song that we're gonna release is August 22nd. It's called Too Late. And if people liked Rewind, I think they're gonna really, really love this one too. So, kind of like reminiscent of heartbreak. I love sad songs. Like I said, I'm a sucker for sad country songs. But man, it's one that I really poured my heart out in my vocals.
Yeah.
It's kind of gritty and just, I don't want to say whiny, but I mean, it's sad. Kind of like Tell Me Why, where it's, yeah. Anyway, I'm really excited about it. So, and then we've got one that's really cool called All Hat No Cowboy. It'll probably come out in November. Just kind of poking fun at, we call them gunzels, in the rodeo industry. It's just someone who acts like something that they're not, and I'm not even talking about, like, I love when people embrace the Western culture,
mm-hmm.
And wear cowboy hats and, boots and all that stuff. I love it because it's a source of flattery, but when you do that, don't say that you're something you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me that you went 90 in Amarillo when I know good and well you've never been on a bull. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
don't start telling me you got hooked out of your pearl snap shirt when I know good and well you didn't. It's got a line in there where it says, he's got a fake limp from a make-believe ride. It's just poking fun, man. He's all hat, no cowboy. He looks the part, but he ain't the real McCoy.
Yeah,
he's all hat, no cowboy.
That's a great song title.
Thank you. Man.
That's definitely something I would read and be like, yep, we're gonna start off with that one first.
It's got a sick lick too in the beginning. Banner, 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 bow. If I could play it, I would.
Now with you saying with like wanting to play leads, if you could someone's talent, do you have like a guy you wish you could play like?
As far as lead?
Yeah, like of course you in your own style, but like it just a skill set that you could play the.
I would probably say Stevie Ray, and I know that's a very stereotypical answer, but in all reality, the feel that he played with and the rhythm that he played with was unmatched, man. Like, it just, everything that he did was fat and just, for lack of a better word, stanky. I mean, it was, he had so much swag in his hands that I really would like to be able to capture that. It was past just playing.
Yeah. Dude, it's exactly what I would say. So
yeah, between him and, I mean, I've got a lot of like guitar players that I really enjoy. Obviously, Brent Mason is another one, but like I like Johnny Winter. And gosh, what's that guy's name? He was in Roadhouse, the blind guy.
Oh, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And he plays on his lap.
Yeah, dude, I thought that was just like 80s. We just hired a guy, and
no,
God, what was his name?
He's the real deal.
Yeah, it blew my mind, and because I immediately Googled, once I grew up, and I was just like, and I just was listening to his music.
Is it Jeff something?
I think it's a J something, because he actually, there's a great video of him and Stevie Ray Vaughan playing, where like Stevie Ray is just like, what in earth is going on down there?
He's
like,
so good.
Yeah, and I like Of course, like when you sit there, like it blows my mind the amount of dedication and man, because when somebody probably saw him do that and they so there's no you can't play it like that, and that
Yeah.
dude went out and destroyed. I wonder if someone in the chat would tell. Because
Yeah,
yeah,
because I need to know because I love and I mean I've listened to his music a bunch, but I can't think of his name right offhand.
yeah, I'm gonna type this out. Jeff Healy.
That's Jeff Healy. Yeah, I was close.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
Oh.
on it.
Yeah, like I said, I just thought it was like, well, who's that?
Like,
Well, that's
yeah.
Dalton, and you come to find out this dude's 100% legitimate
Absolutely.
badass.
And blind,
Yeah,
but very, very talented, man.
yeah,
I love blues, guitar work,
Absolutely.
mostly, just because they play with so much feeling.
Yeah.
It's meant to invoke feelings rather than just playing to play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that's why I feel like I've always been drawn to that kind of stuff. You hear like the phrasing of B.B. King stuff.
yeah,
It's almost quiet. And he plays just the one note in the perfect spot. It's I love it. But yeah, I'd say probably Stevie Ray, and if I had to pick one,
yeah.
is probably my favorite.
Have you ever heard Philip Sace? He is the only person I've really seen that like scratches my Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Is he a young kid?
He might be a little older. I think you're thinking his name, that kid, RHYS, Reese.
Okay.
Or something. I've seen
Oh
him.
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him. He has.
He's good.
He's got
He's good.
that too. But Philip Sace, man, first time I saw him, and he's traditional Strat or a Silver Sky with a Fender, whatever, just as loud as the thing can go, and man, he just wails.
It's in the hands, man.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It's in the hands, and there's some things that you can't teach. It's you can't teach someone to feel something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's frustrating when you don't have that, because I feel like
I know.
every once in a while, like when I'm on stage and there's like I'll feel like I have it, but sitting at home, I feel like I lost it. But the recent thing I've been doing that I found like I've never done before, like obviously when you produce your records in the recording studio and you tell your buddy, hey, why don't you do this? I've been doing that while I'm playing, of like, what would I sing right here? Not sing, but just like, if I was like to play like a harmonica, what would I do? And I found that really, it makes you just more musical, because like, I play fast. And sometimes I just play way too fast, and I'll watch a video and be like, like you got to shine people on. People love when they see somebody play, not like it's gonna sound like they're heroes, like there's a dude in this dive bar that can play like that. That's cool. Maybe I can play like that, but like the one way I found to be more connective is just like, because someone said, like I was just watching an old guy. He said, whatever you hear, and what even the blues is just bam, 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 bam. And then like the way he did that, and the way I was just like, man, I could just mimic that and just do it with my hands. And it just felt more like, it's really about connecting.
Yeah.
And like you said, like Stevie Ray Vaughan, like that dude, I feel like like if his guitar would have broke in his hands, he would have collapsed too. Because you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's just it
It's not the amount of notes.
yeah.
It's the note choice.
Oh, dude.
You know, and the feeling, like, see, I've literally watched it. Stevie Ray will play one note for 4, 8 bars. You know, like just ripping. You
Yeah.
know, and it's like you feel the tension, and you're like, golly, and then he'll just barf along the neck, and you're like, oh my god, you know, and it's just it's like I said, it's something you can't teach. It's just comes naturally. You feel it. And that's the kind of guitarist that I want to be.
Yeah.
You know, but I have to learn the scales. I just haven't taken the time.
Yeah.
To
Well,
do it,
the cool thing is, like, once you learn the 5 boxes, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same. And like even like major, you know, whole, half, whole, you know, it's no matter where because a lot of times with country music, that first chord, you know, if you hear an E major, dude, that's
Yeah.
there you go. Or E. And what's cool with majors, you can play minor and still be
Still
in
be in there.
major. Yeah, it's really it's definitely a thing that I learned way too late that I really man, I like it's that's like when people they're like, "Oh, you don't do lessons. I don't know how to play." I'm like, "Absolutely." I think that's a huge thing. It's like I will sit down, I will teach you how to tune it. I will teach you and go, "I forgot that." And it's just the stuff you forget
Yeah.
that is so important of when you're teaching someone new and they're like, "Well, what's that?" And you're like, "Oh my god. That's blah blah blah." Oh, yeah, you know, like, like I can't tell you how many times like for some reason I'll be out of tune and just be like, oh, I tuned the B string to the 5th fret again, like an idiot, you know, because it's just they're like, you're just trying to be fast and whatnot, but yeah, like sitting down and it's so much fun. Like once your hands connect with your brain, and it's just how far you want to take it. That's what I
Yeah.
love. It's once, like you said, like you have the rhythm, but you're like, and you can do one. I remember one of the hardest things was like you could do a chord, but going to that other chord, man.
Yep.
And nobody wants to practice that. It's not fun when
Yeah.
you're not doing
No,
music.
it's not. It's
But
not, man.
but if
And
you have,
I'm so busy, that it's just like when I'm not busy, it's not what I'm spending my time on.
yeah,
You know, um,
it's
I have
frustrating.
kids.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
it is frustrating, but you know, I've got kids and I have a wife, and you know, I try to prioritize them over, you know, a job. You know,
yeah,
I love music and I love what I do, but at the end of the day, you know, my family is more important. You know,
absolutely.
and so, but I mean, just in the month of August, like I've been gone from home the past month. I just got back yesterday. Um, just in the month of August, we're going to. So August 1st, we'll be in Michigan. The next weekend, we'll be in Illinois. Then the next week, we'll be in France, playing a
Wow.
music festival over there. And then the next week, we'll be in Ardmore with Braxton. Then the next week, we'll be in Iowa, playing the pro rodeo in Iowa. And then the next week, we'll be in Idaho. So, I mean, like, busy, just constant go, go, go. So when I am home, you know, I want to spend time with my family,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, 100%.
And I mean, I work during the day and stuff, like on my music, and I mean, you have to. It's got to be something that keeps it rolling like that. But you know, a lot of times I'm doing other things to, you know, booking and, you know, recording demos and writing and, you know, just everything else that comes with it. I just, like I said, I haven't necessarily found the time to sit down and really learn the guitar.
Yeah.
I need to, but I will. I'm telling you. Maybe you'll be at the first show that I play my first solo.
Yeah,
But
dude.
I'll do it.
I always say when I walk into a country show and the lead singer has an electric guitar, I get excited.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you never know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Some of those guys, you'd be like, oh, they're just riding on that D.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next thing you know, they'll do like 15-second runs and just go right back, and you're like,
yeah.
What? You know, that's
gonna be me. That's gonna be me. I'm telling you.
Yeah, dude. If you live in a little box on the guitar, and as long as you have the hand strength and the coordination, man, you can really, if you're feeling it, you can rep and play the same like 16 notes in these little boxes all over no matter what key you're at. I mean, like BB King, he was a very home box, but you know, once you get that down, you can really. It's like I've had people like, how can I pretend I know how to play the guitar? I was like, all right, get a wah pedal, and we're gonna teach you this pentatonic box and the box in front of it, and you do your little slides, little this, that, and that, and you'll be able to get through a little jam. Yeah,
man. I mean, like now, obviously he's better than just getting through a little jam, but like Chris Stapleton, you know, he plays some tasty stuff.
He does. A lot of people say, like, they'll always be like, oh, this guy rips on guitar, and I watch and I go, yeah. But he had a really cool, like, pristine chiminess to his guitar that had like its own cool character. And then I found out, like, here he had his own signature amp, and I was like, that's cool. That, you know, when you have your own signature gear, you tend to be pretty knowledgeable and talented in your field.
It's not, and again, it's not even necessary. Like, he doesn't do a whole lot of like fast stuff. He's got a lot of like riffs and things like that. But dude, when he plays, it's just always so like finger licking good.
Yeah, and you hear
so tasty.
It'd just be like,
yep.
But
yeah, I know.
it's
you know, like. You know, I mean, I can play that, and it's just the right notes.
Yeah,
you know,
that's like I am not a very good acoustic player, but there's some of those rocker dudes. Like, you'll just be watching, you're like, dude, he's still playing an A, but it sounds amazing, and he doing string skipping and just do a little note here and there, and it's just like, it's amazing what people you just can't beat a guy at their craft with their skill.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
But yeah, he's definitely one where people were like, you needed to watch that dude play, and he was. I saw. He was probably the savior of the one award show I saw, because I was not having a good time, and then he came out, and I said, oh, look, a country singer with his own instrument.
Dude.
And obviously, I think he's a fantastic voice, and it just matched right up.
The best singer of our generation.
Oh, dude.
And in my opinion, there's like no... If we're talking strictly vocal ability, no argument.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Peaks and valleys on that.
Grit, smooth, whatever you want, he can do it, and literally sound better than the record.
Yeah,
that's what, and it honestly pisses me off how good he is.
That's when you know someone's good,
dude. I sent a video to my buddy yesterday of him singing "Sometimes I Cry" live. And it's like, oh man. Have you heard that one?
I believe I have.
Dude, if you haven't, the only recording he's got is him singing it live at some like thing. It's still to this day, it's my favorite Chris Stapleton song because it's bluesy. It's got like a weird time signature, and it's just oof. Oh my gosh! If you haven't heard that one, definitely go check it out.
Yeah, I'm like, if it was just live, I may not have heard it. When I used to go live and do like play guitar, I used to play a couple of his songs, and then of course another song will play, and then I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna leave this on. But yeah, he's
killer.
Yeah, absolutely.
His wife's a really great singer too.
Yeah. She was on the man. This was probably a couple years ago. Like I said, they saved the show for me. Yeah. I'm just
you were talking about Waylon Jennings earlier. Chris Stapleton does a version of Amanda by Waylon that's really, really good. Pretty much everything he does is good, but yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Someone sent me a video of his, and they're like, Chris Stapleton before he was discovered or famous, and it's just was like, he's like people like talking in the background. I'm like, man, it's like the videos of where there's a world famous violinist playing a Stradivarius of the $20 million violin, and people just walk by.
Yeah, they don't. It's insane, man.
Yeah, because music's so at the core primal. You know, like
absolutely.
You'd be like,
I feel like it's a natural thing to want to listen.
Yeah,
it's
a way to connect people.
Yeah,
I really believe, you know. I mean,
hey, I'm sorry, ADD moment. While I'm thinking about it, you're a rock guy. Chris Stapleton put out a rock record. It's called the Johnson Brothers, with a band called the Johnson Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard it?
I've heard. One or two. I did a video of that. Yeah.
And then he was also in the Steel Drivers, which I'm sure you knew that. So, just wanted to make sure you got your Chris Stapleton feel.
Yeah. It's for one of my famous. I didn't realize Cody Jinks was the singer of Cane by Nod.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, man, because I've told Drew Herrickle now. Like I was like, I just wasn't a fan of the guitar tone, and I'm like, man, you guys didn't do this vocalist justice, you know. And I was I was like, man, you need to like switch the amps and did this. And Drew's like, we use those amps. What are you talking? And I was like, well, I had to be honest, and I kept it up, and come to find out, you know, like here he's one of the biggest independent artists, and he thinks it's funny, you know. So was Drew. He was just like, that was Cody, and it was cool. Like when I go back to listen, it's just of how different people can be in a context of how different, even though it's the same voice, the same obviously the same person, of how they can sound different, and you wouldn't notice. It's really cool how like sometimes a genre can camouflage certain.
Like I feel like if I sang rock music, I would sound like Caden Gillard still. You know what I'm saying? But there's some people that can literally transform into somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And be good at it.
Yeah.
Not everyone can be good at it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, man. That's awesome. Oh, well, brother, I think I'm gonna go take care of some more chores and spend some time with my wife and kids before we leave out.
That's what it's all about. And you can tell your wife that, hey man, we talked about more time.
Yeah, absolutely. He said his favorite song was More Time.
It's cheesy now, baby. That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
But yeah, man. Well, enjoy the time with your family, and thank you for taking time out.
Absolutely.
To sit down and talk.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man! I had a great time talking to you, and I
Thank you.
hope to catch you down the road at a show.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If we're ever playing that area, for sure, I will let you know.
Yeah, and if I'm ever in Texas, man, I'll definitely try to seek you out.
Sweet.
See how
Man.
the stash is coming along.
Yeah. Like I said, I just got it twirled up today, but it'll make a comeback one of these days.
Nice.
I wish I had a thick mustache.
Yeah.
If I had a mustache like Tom Selleck, oh man, I may look like Yosemite Sam.
Oh,
Where's that rabbit?
Oh, that's great. But yeah, man. Thanks for hopping on.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'll talk to you.
All right, brother.
All right, man. See ya.